My name is Jeannie Pomanowski, and I'm from New Jersey. And my question is, how long will the tariffs and economic sanctions take to show positive results that the media can't deny?
Jeannie, that's a question of the hour. Dan, how long is it going to take? Best case scenario.
I think the country will give Trump probably to Labor Day. And if they get the reconciliation done, maybe to the end of the year. But I think Labor Day, he's either putting points on the board, or I don't think it's the media. I think it's his own party that's going to completely come apart over this.
Sean?
Yeah, I think you've pretty much got 2 months. You've got to see some points on the board. That's actually one of the things that's in Chris Wilson's polling that, or his analysis, the data analysis that he's got out there right now. We'll have him on the show tomorrow to explain. But the bottom line is they need to start putting, I mean, this is what I've been saying for a while. They need to start putting points on the board. This country's taking down their tariff rate. This is where this success is. People are willing to endure this a little, but just driving around Southwest Florida the other day on the local radio, you hear car dealerships saying, get pre-tariff pricing before the costs go up. Once that sticker shock starts coming into play, I think that's where people are going to say, love the policy, but now I'm paying $3,000 more for, an ice maker, a refrigerator, a car, whatever it is. So he's got a while just because of the way that the supply chains are working. But at a certain point, that's where you're going to lose a little of the middle. I think the base will stay with him because they love what he's doing. They love the idea that he's fighting. But Trump's very responsive. We talked about this countless times. I think when it comes to him seeing that, he'll make a deal. But watch for some of these countries. Norway is very, very aligned with him. I wouldn't be surprised to see some very good, happy talk coming out of this bilateral meeting today. It's not just the president, by the way, of the former EU
NATO
president Jens Stoltenberg is the finance minister of Norway. I think he's going to use that relationship with Trump. They should have a positive meeting today, something result oriented. But if he can show with Japan, India, even some of these things that something's happening. To Dan's point before, as long as there's points on the board, I know some people are going to say, you didn't get 10 points, you only got 3, but 3's better than none. And I think going through this, starting to right the wrongs that have been happening over the decades, is something that they're going to need to show, and I think they will show it.
I think one
Jeannie,
interesting.
Go ahead. Dan.
I was going to say one thing that's that I'm really curious about is you're seeing talk of frameworks being agreed to, but frameworks are not deals. And what I wonder is if they attempt to say, kind of like Live Golf and the PGA, we have a framework, and now we're going to kind of go quietly fill in the details. And of course, 2.5 years later, they still haven't been able to agree. Do they try to sell frameworks that are very high level and they never agree to details and they fall apart?
Well, again, Dan, what it'll matter is, because you're right. I mean, it's like communiques after a G7 or an APEC or an ASEAN, right? They all are great happy talk. The answer will be if he can put a pause and say, hey, we've agreed in principle the following. I'm taking the tariffs down. So you get the political win and the economic benefit, if you will, of taking the tariffs down. Again, this is going to come back to in a year, in 2 years, can he say, here's the deals we've gotten, right? So I don't think that it's in 2 months to say the tariff rate went from 50 to 22. But if he can say, here are the deals that are in progress, here's where we're righting these wrongs, and we've got 20, 30, 40 countries that are doing it, that's a huge political win for him.
But Sean, what if he says, we have frameworks, I'm dropping the tariffs back to 0. We're going to get this. And it just doesn't.
But look, and I think that's basically how he's handled Canada and Mexico. And Canada and Mexico have both stepped up their immigration and their fentanyl deterrence factors. So it's not so much the tactic. I mean, again, if he takes it down and then in a year from now can show that he actually got results, I think people are less concerned about the timing and more into the result.
Hey, want to be part of the two-way community all the time? Hit the subscribe button. Great video clips like this, plus conversations like no other, full episodes and more, always available on this channel. You got to hit subscribe to never miss a thing.